Is Holy Fire good enough to kill Guardian in one go? Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today we are taking a closer look on the Holy Fire. Because this currently ongoing event, the Big Bloom, has a theme about setting stuff on fire, so Holy Fire is perfect match in here. As well, Holy Fire is one of the rare weapons that can be 5 stars. It does show 4 stars, but there is additional effect working as a 5 star. So there is a bunch of weapons that have this hidden 5th star. So you probably wonder what that is. I will tell you straight away. I'm not gonna leave you hanging until the end of the video and then suddenly tell you no, just straight away. So that's my Holy Fire. It's about perfect roll with this action point cost reduction to be replaced at some point. I don't think I'm gonna stick with that with the next patch when I will like higher AP cost to do even more damage, and I'm not really using Holy Fire in VATS. I prefer to use it out of VATS. I don't need VATS for it, so this one I plan to replace later. Now, what's the 5th star? So you can see first 4, but there is 5th star that's completely hidden. It's not even in description here. What it does, there is bonus to the damage, a little bit of damage bonus, I think it's 15%, and bonus to the fire rate. So it's higher than normally. Like normally Flamer, even with weapon speed, cannot achieve 132. It's like 120 is about the maximum. So it's higher fire rate, it's higher damage. That's the 5th star on this weapon. It doesn't drop like that, but it can be legendary crafted, which is awesome, as otherwise named legendary weapons can only be 3 star. This one I can upgrade, so I can have the 4 star Pyromaniacs doing increased damage to targets that are burning, and there is a burning effect on it, so targets will be burning. So that's supposed to kick in, improve my damage quite nicely. Furious, of course, the best 1st star weapon speed. If you want to use it without VATS, it's amazing. Now, where do you get the weapon? If you need one for yourself, you can buy it from players, or you can hunt for the event that's triggering in this area, Sacramental Glade. That's the area you need to be on the lookout for. And there is event called Beast of Burden. So that's a public event. If you join it, there is a chance that Holy Fire will drop for you. It's not craftable, so you cannot get a plan or anything like that. You need to drop actual weapon that is vampire as it comes. So it already goes with good effects on it, but then you can upgrade it even further. It is a variation of the Flamer, so it is just a cooler Flamer. There is one big downside to it. I think big, small, depend how you look at that. Let me show you modifications. As you can see, downside is you cannot apply any skin. So available modifications on the Holy Fire are similar like the Flamer, with exception, one thing that's not available is a nozzle, but I would not change it even if that would be available, as I don't want to lose range. So nozzle is not important factor for me. I'm running Napalm Tank, as that's the one that increases your damage, so you definitely want to have that. If you don't have those modifications, they come from scrapping regular flamers, so you need to scrap regular flamer weapons. The barrel, there is long barrel option, and it shows you like it's increasing the range. It is a lie, unfortunately. It doesn't do anything good, so there is no range increase, but all the penalties and increase in weight, so you are much better off with standard barrel getting the sighted accuracy bonus without any penalties. So don't change this one. That's the one you shouldn't change. And lastly, I do run a huge propellant tank to have 200 ammo capacity. There is standard propellant tank that could achieve lower AP cost, but just by 1. It's not really worth it. I prefer more ammo. Then all the legendary effects, as you may see, are changeable. So you can choose whatever you like the most. The best is Furious Rapid. And for this one, honestly, I think either durability would be really nice for the star number 3. Or you can consider some special if you need. Even Swift to achieve a faster reload speed. It may be worth it, so I will eventually change it to something. I'm just waiting for the next patch to drop to make my decision. And now to show you performance, and one very important thing why this weapon is so great. That's amazing synergy, by the way. That's the build I'm currently running. That's what I'm using for the raid. Slight modifications of my human heavy gunner. So the amazing synergy with this perk card for Onslaught. Damage to close enemies. So at full stacks, because I have Furious on this weapon, it's 20 stacks. I have 100% damage to close enemies, and in case of the Flamer, it's basically a close range weapon. I mean, the maximum range of the Flamer slightly exceeds what considered close range, but that's only slightly, so therefore, most of the enemies I'm hitting almost always will be benefiting from this perk, so 100% bonus damage, as you may tell, it's a lot. So look how it performs on those regular enemies. Like, you don't need to use VATS, you don't need to aim well, and that's instant fire weapon. The only downside will be, like, for this weapon, that the range is limited. So eventually some enemies will be outside of range, but it's performing awesome. So flying enemies, for example, those will not be the greatest. Some of them decided to just go away thanks to my ricochet and the bullet shield. Another thing I love about instant fire weapons, in case of the spin-up weapons, like for the plasma, for example, and the bullet shield synergy. So the bullet shield, when it triggers, it appears here. If I just start spinning, but do not fire, there is no bullet shield. And in case of the Holy Fire, I press the button, so that's instantly firing, and it's triggering bullet shield. So bullet shield is up instantly when I press a fire button, and it's so easy to maintain. When with speed up weapons, it activates when it starts firing, so that's with a delay. That's why I like instant fire weapons even more. Now, the real performance, the real test would be seeing if it can kill the Guardian in similar manner as I did that with my guide, How to Kill the Guardian with Gatling Plasma. In the case of the Gatling Plasma guide, I use a 2-star to show it's possible. Gatling Plasma is a king and will remain to be a king in the DPS category. So I'm not claiming that anything can go higher. Like if I equip Gatling Plasma, it's 108, 108. If you add it up, it's almost 220 damage, when Holy Fire will show 158. And that is already with all the modifications on it. And this is the damage with me wearing Ranger's armor. So armor I'm currently wearing, it's full set of Rangers. It's Troubleshooters, Endurance, Through Hikers, and Rangers, which is range weapons damage. I do have full set, so that's 25%. So I'm fully catered up in 4 stars at this moment. Is that enough? Now that's the question. Is that enough to kill the Guardian in one go? Let's see. So I'm going for similar method that I used solos. I will be getting stacks with my Ultrasight Gatling Laser. That's Tenderizer perk stacks to increase later on my damage with Holy Fire. I want to make it as good as possible for the Holy Fire. I will not be using that, so Holy Fire need to shine by itself. I mean, by itself. It's boosted with everything I have. I use Psycho Buff and all my 4-star gear. There is a food that I don't have that I could add. But outside of that, all the stuff, taking one for the team, follow through. I'm crouching, so hopefully follow through will activate a little bit. The Holy Fire will be fully reloaded. Let's reload it. Fully reloaded to start with. Starting with the Gatling Laser. I think I can do it as Blooded. Now we are applying stacks of Tenderizer. The reason I'm healing so fast, of course, this Gatling Laser is Vampire, so it's giving me all the healing I need. And I'm relying on Bullet Shield and Ricochet to take down the shield of the Guardian. That you already probably all know, but just a recap what I'm doing in here. Therefore, Tenderizer stacks are full at 1000 hits, so when I discharge this Gatling Laser, that's full Tenderizer stack, I will almost discharge it. And now the question is Holy Fire good enough to kill Guardian in one go? Can it, or it cannot? It is a 4-star with all the power and the chem Psycho Buff pop. Okay, we are lucky trigger of the follow through now. One reload. How much time is left? The Gatling Plasma with this setup would already finish it. So that's no doubt Gatling Plasma is stronger. But we did it. So I would call it a win for the Holy Fire. It did it. With not much time left as I died now. But it did it. It counts. That's a win for the Holy Fire. In my opinion, any weapon that can solo the Guardian in one go without hiding in a shelter is a powerhouse, regardless how many legendary effects and how much setup you will put into it, just because there is so many weapons that cannot do it, no matter what you do. There's so many weapons that cannot achieve it. So that's a powerhouse. Obviously not as high DPS as the Gatling Plasma. The Gatling Plasma will remain to be a winner for a while, at least until next patch, so at least for a month, and then it can change. But for now, that's the situation. Holy Fire will remain the same, so if you want it, if you will start using it now, the future is bright for the Holy Fire. And that being said, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.